I don't think that it's an exaggeration to say that Shuhei Yoshida is probably one of the most important people that has ever graced gaming, and that PlayStation probably wouldn't be PlayStation without Shuhei Yoshida. There is a reason why so many people love him and why he is not only respected, but was also kind of feared within the PlayStation first-party studios that PlayStation has. There's a reason why he was feared and respected and also loved, is because he's had such great taste in gaming and is probably just as important as somebody like Steve Jobs. Just probably will never be talked about like him ever, but he really should be. Yoshida has been with PlayStation and with Sony since 1986 and also started with PlayStation in 1993. Started out as an accountant and ended up running the whole PlayStation studio in general, and this isn't a surprise for Shuhei Yoshida, for somebody that's so talented and probably well-spoken when it comes into the industry. And the reason why he's so beloved is because of the fact that he went from this guy who was kind of like just running accounts and to a guy that was literally going after third-party games and also trying to cultivate PlayStation's ecosystem as a whole. Not only did Shuhei Yoshida bring studios from the bottom and kind of grow them from, but organically got small studios and eventually made them into giant studios like Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Games, and Sucker Punch. He was also a producer for Ape Escape, The Legend of Dragoon, and Gran Turismo. Once Shuhei Yoshida took over PlayStation Studios as overseeing them and managing them in total as CEO, he kind of made it a habit that almost every single year there would either be a generational breaking game that everybody would remember as one of the greatest games of all time, or a Game of the Year contender, which is like setting such a high bar for somebody is insane. But to be real, to this day, PlayStation almost has a Game of the Year contender for almost every media outlet every single year. And there's a reason why Shuhei Yoshida did so well when it came to making games and kind of making us love the games that he would manage, produce, and would kind of like put the iron fist down onto what he wanted and exactly what he thought would be fun, with also trying to envision the vision that the company or the game studio wanted to make in totality. And the simple answer is why he was so good at it is because this guy legitimately loves video games. He loves playing video games, and also Shuhei Yoshida is kind of really good at video games. I saw this man play Bloodborne on probably one of the hardest levels and be one of the bosses on that level. So this isn't just an executive who like kind of pretends to like games. He loves games, he plays games, he loves PlayStation, and there's a reason why I kind of fear for the future of PlayStation first-party games. It's not an exaggeration to say that PlayStation lost a Steve Jobs or a Wozniak when it comes to their division, because Shuhei Yoshida is such a great presence within PlayStation that him leaving is almost like the Beatles breaking up, essentially. While Paul McCartney did have a lot of hits, and yes, they went on to go do great things, the Beatles was a great success, and the same thing with Shuhei Yoshida and PlayStation first-party studios. Do I think that PlayStation is going to go anywhere when it comes to their success? Absolutely not. I just really hope that PlayStation understands that the reason why PlayStation did so well is because they had somebody in charge that understood that, yes, creative vision is an extremely important thing to do, but also be a shrewd businessman at the same time. There is a balance within there. There is a balance of how you want games to come out and how you want them to profit within the vision that the gaming company has and wants to execute. It is a necessary thing to have, and I hope that they understand that. I hope that they understand that there is a fine line between pleasing the consumer and having business-oriented things that you want to do in order to make money. And the way PlayStation became the best-selling console on the market, and to be honest with you, there is no competition when it comes to the HD market like the way PlayStation is doing. The only other people that kind of compete right now is Nintendo and PC. And recently there was a report that overwhelmingly software sales were at an all-time high on PlayStation and selling the most on PlayStation platforms. If you're still doubting that this guy has a presence within Sony as a Steve Jobs, then the only thing I have left to say is that this guy is pretty much responsible for the reason why Souls games exist. He was there managing Demon Souls and trying to do what he did with Demon Souls and made it into an entire genre and managed it into an entire genre. And yes, one of the things that he says that he regrets is the fact that they didn't want to do Dark Souls. Sunsoft didn't want to do Dark Souls with Shuhei Yoshida because they didn't like the way they treated Demon Souls. But at the end of the day, he did get Bloodborne and was able to make good with that. But if it weren't for those two games, the entire genre of Souls-like games wouldn't exist. Shuhei Yoshida is probably one of the all-time greats when it comes to corporate managing and the things that he did within his career to make a brand so popular and rule with such an iron fist. And it wouldn't have been possible without Shuhei Yoshida. And I'm just excited to see what he does next. Maybe he'll go back to producing video games like he used to in the past. Maybe he'll open his own indie company. Who knows? I'm excited to see what Shuhei Yoshida does in the future. Deep down inside, I hope that he works with PlayStation in some kind of way because he honestly deserved a lot more respect than what he was given within the corporation. If you want to see what happens, watch what happened between him and Herman Hulse. Watch the last video. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and you better. And remember, you're pretty good. And it's been such a slow news week. It's been crazy. Like, it's been a crazy news week. Like, there hasn't been much news at all, and this is the afterflow. And just letting you know that, yes, I do miss the news as well. But when there's no news, we're going to be giving you a little bit of an opinion piece. So, yeah, the news will be back then. Everybody kind of blew their wad at the PlayStation Showcase and the Xbox Showcase, so stick around, guys. Somebody send me a Dr. Pepper, please. I need Dr. Pepper.